Okay, let me go record the session. Okay. Okay, cool. Mm. So what's the last class?
Yeah, it is dictionary data type.
As of now, we were done the Python basic syntax and the Python built-in functions little bit, right? Okay.
Mm,
And Python data types also we had a discussion, right? So this session will talk about the some more built-in functions in Python programming language. Okay. So every
mhm,
programming language, it might have some kind of built-in functions. With the help of those functions, we can do the work and we can, we can perform the operations in a effective way. And we can do the task in a
mhm.
simpler as man. Okay. So for that one, we need some kind of built-in functions. So those built-in functions we'll discuss in these sessions, right? Okay.
Okay.
Any
Right.
question?
Yeah, sure.
So we have opened the Jupyter notebook. Okay, let's go to your specific files. Let me go for create the new Python file, and I'm just giving the name of that file is Python built-in functions. Python built-in functions. Oof. Here, before we talk about Python built-in functions, we need to talk about some, some concepts, some basic concepts we need to discuss. Okay, like what is program? What is program, guys? Program
Set
means
up collection of
yes,
data.
it's a collection of instructions to
Mm,
perform the okay to do a task by CPU, right? That we are calling it same program. So usually the program, it might be consisting the some block of functions. So you can simply say that it's a collection of functions or set of functions. Simply you can say that it's a some set of functions and some set of functions, and so the entire program, it can performing any one of the task actually. Okay, so simply you can say that it's a collection of statements, or else it's a set of functions to performing one particular task. That exactly the program, right, in any programming language. So here the definition of the function is also same thing. So it's a collection of or group of statements. Simply you can say that a group or block of statements to do a some special task in a program, some specific task actually. Whenever you want to perform that task in a program, you can simply use that particular functions. Basically these functions are two types. So one is the predefined functions. Predefined functions. Predefined functions means the functions already defined, the functions which are already defined, right? Did you got my point? So predefined functions means the functions which already define those particular functions, we are calling it say predefined functions, or else you can say that it's a built-in functions. Okay, so these functions will help you to do a task without any function definitions. Second one is the user defined, or else we are all programmers, right? So programmer also can be defined some functions, so that we can simply say that it's a programmer defined functions, or else user defined functions. So these functions we'll talk about in a later on sessions. Okay, now our aim is that we need to go for discussing about this particular predefined functions, right? Predefined functions means that functions you don't need to define yourself, and whenever you want to perform one specific task, then simply you can call those particular functions, right? For example, here we need to discuss some built-in functions. The first one is the input function. What is the use of the input function? To take the data from user to user. Okay, if you want to take the data from the user, or else yes, a client, simply you can say that it's a client. Okay, so if you want to take the data from the user, then we can use the input functions. We are discussing about some built-in functions in Python programming language. So from that one, the very important thing is that it's a input function. What is the use of the input function? If you want to give any input to the program, then we can use the input function only. And second function is print function. So what is the use of this one? To display
Output.
anything on, it's not only output, anything, to display anything on screen. So this is the functionality is for screen, this is for keyboard. Okay, so if you want to perform anything from the keyboard, then we can use the input function, and if you want to display anything on the screen, then we can use the print function. Okay, and meanwhile we have some functions, type function. So what is the use of the type function? To know the data type, of any variable. And we have a function is id function. So what is the use of id function? To know the memory location of any variable. So simply you can say that it's any variable or object. So technically you can say that it's an object or variable. Okay, and we already have some basic knowledge of the sum function, and summing all the elements in a collection of data type, right? So for example, I want to know that how many number of elements are there in some group, then we can use the length function. And max function can help you to find the max element or biggest element from the group. And so min function will help you to display the or to return the smallest element from the group. And chr, it will help you to convert the ORD ASCII number to character. And so ORD is a function, it will help you to convert a character to number. So these are the basic functions. Those all things we'll discuss one by one. So my first question is that take the input data, take the int as an input, take the int as an input, and display the data, so here whatever the data you took from the keyboard, so the data you have to display, and display the data type, and display the memory location. This is my task. So if you want to take the data from the keyboard, then we can use the input function. So I want to take the integer, right? So for knowing whether what I need to give the input, so that kind of message if you want to display before you are entering anything, then we can use some text. You can write some string inside of the input function, then it will exactly display on a screen before you enter anything. So until you enter anything, so it will wait for some time. You enter some data, so the data will be holding into one variable. So the variable is your choice. You can define any name. So after that one, I want to display the data here. If you want to display the data here, then we just use the variable name. And then after, I would like to go for find the data type of var data type. So with help of this one, it will display the data type. Next, it will gonna print the memory location. If you want to display the memory location, we can use the id of var. So this is the thing, it was displayed because of this statement. Okay, so this is the box was created, and until you enter any data, is never go for the next line. For example, here I should enter the integer data, right? If I enter the integer data, this 123 is the integer. It will storing into one memory location. That memory location will be referencing with a var name. So that it was displaying the 123, and the data type is, it's a string. Actually you enter the integer, but it was in a format of string, right? Okay, why it is the string I will explain you in a later, but we can try for the float also. So if you want to enter the float, then we can use the same program we can execute. This time I enter the float type of data. This is my float data, right? So if I enter the float data, even it was displaying the float only, but the resultant data type is, it's a string format. As of now, this is fine. So let's try for complex also. You can try to give the complex number, whether it is the complex number or string data type which is displaying. So this is my complex number. Even if I enter the complex number, it was displaying the string format. See what you are observed from these three programs. What you observe from these three functions, three programs. Ravi?
Yeah. Input
See,
basically giving the
here I
input
enter
of
the
the
integer data, but the resultant data type is string.
string type. Yeah.
Yes, here I enter the float data, but it was a
Also
string
giving
format.
us
So even here I enter the complex type of data,
complex.
it was string format, right? So
Correct.
what is the common thing you observe from here? The common thing is that input function can take any type of data, but written as the string. Okay, so it will take any type of data. It will take integer, it will take float, it will take complex, it will take anything, but the resultant data type, it can be written as the string format, right or not? Say sir, no.
Okay.
Here it
Yes,
is a string. Every
yeah,
time it is a string only, right? I'm
the
taking,
string on here.
giving any type of data, so that means input is taking any type of data, but it was written in the format of string format, right? Okay, so that is a complexity, or that is a problem, that is a issue we are facing with the input function. So even though without rectification of those things, I can do one program, small program, write a program, find the sum of two integers.
So basically, if we supposed to not mention anything, so it will treat as a string.
Yes, it you can enter anything. You are not supposed to, say anything. It is an integer. How can you say that? You don't know, right? Okay, input is just a function. It will take the data only. Okay, what type of data it will take? Any type of data it will take, but it can be written as the string format only. Okay, that is a functionality of the input function. Okay. So here I have a program. So the issue, if it is the string format, what happens if without data processing or without handling that particular issue, if I do some kind of operations, then what happen we'll see. So here I would like to do the I would like to do the sum of two numbers. It's a very simple program. Don't you think about it's for understanding purpose. I'm writing the simple program, not for anything. So I want to do the addition of two numbers. For example, here enter the 12, here enter the 34. What is the result? Can anyone can expect the result here? 12 is my input 1, that is A, and 34 is my input B, and here 12 plus 34, then what could be the result?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hmm?
1, 2, 3, 4.
So here the 12 and 34, right? So actually the resultant output you might expect like it's a 46, but it could be written as something like 1234. So this kind of issues you might face it if you're not handle it. So I need the output, it could be integer only, but unfortunately it was showing me like string format. To handle this kind of operations, to handle this kind of issues, we have the data type conversion functions. We have it, what it is, data type conversions. So what are the data type conversion functions? We have it total, we have the 10 data types, but out of that one 9 data types only, functions only we have it. To convert anything into the integer, we can use int function. To convert anything into the float, we can use the float function. To convert anything into the complex, then we can use the complex function. To convert anything into the boolean type, then we can use the bool function. Okay. To convert anything into the string, then we can use the string function. Converting into the list function. Converting into the tuple, then we can use the tuple function. Converting into the set, we can use the set function. Converting into the dictionary, we can have the dictionary function. So these are the 9 data type conversion functions are there. It will help you so to handle this kind of issues. Clear? So how should I use those things? How should I use those things? So simply, I want to do that. I want to take the input from the user, and I have to go for display the data type, and I want to display the data as well. Then after that one, I have to convert. So whatever you converted, that again we have to store into the same variable. Then only the operation can be updated. Then only the data can be updated. Otherwise, the data it cannot be updated. So initially it's a 123, and it was displaying initially it's a string, and the data is 123. But you converted that string format, string integer to the integer, so that it was showing me like integer. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, clear.
Now we have the float. So to converting into the float type, then we can use the float function. So this is the way we can have the integer functions and float functions. We can use it. Meanwhile, we can use the complex function. So for example, I have the data is complex data that I want to be converting into the complex type of data from the string. Then we can use the complex. So this is my string type. Initially it's a string, but it was converting into the complex or not? Yes, it can be. So here I would like to give you a small task actually. Try with other data type functions. So how I did the previous three programs, same way you can try with here. We have a list of six functions are the right. You can try with those six functions with your own. With the same program we can execute, just change the name of the function and change the the display format, and we can try to execute it, and then we will understood what are the functions are working in a proper way, what are the functions are not working in a right. In the meanwhile we can I think you don't need to these programs is enough. You can try these data type conversion functions. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. And so here we have these functions like sum, length, max, min, char, chr. These are the functions I already explained by the time of explanation of other concepts like list type or tuple type. I explained those functions, right or not? I
Yeah.
explained the sum, length, max. Do you want to be explained one more time? Okay. Let me have a small list data. Not only list, you can go ahead any sequential. It can be work. For example, I have the okay, I have the data something like this. Okay, so this situation, what I want to do that I would like to go for find the sum. What is mean that sum of all elements in a list. So 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus something like this. Okay, and I would like to go for find the max, biggest element from the group, and smallest element, min of a. Smallest element, max will help you find the biggest element, min will help you find the smallest element, right? And I want
Yes.
to know that how many number of elements are there in a group, then we can use the length function. So this is the way. These are the max, sum, min, length function can help you, or it can supported all the sequential data type like string, list, tuple, set, and dictionary as well. Okay.
Okay. Right.
So here we have a chr function. If I'm giving that 65 is number, so the 65 is the ASCII value which was converting into the character. So 65 as corresponding character is a. Okay, so you can go ASCII table, and it was standard, it never changed anywhere. Okay, 66 means it's a b. So this is the way you can convert any number into corresponding character. For that one we can use the chr function. So we have ASCII value, and that ASCII value you want to be you have a character, that character you want to be converting into the ASCII value, then we can use the ORD function. So it's vice versa. CHR is converting ASCII to character, ORD is converting character to ASCII. Clear?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so this way we can have built-in functions, or have we have it, so it will it will perform these operations, and hopefully we can access this file, and we can execute these all statements, and I given a small assessment, and you can try to solve it. Okay,
Sure.
and I would like to go for upload this file as well as the document, I mean the recording also, and you can access the recording as well as the document. Okay, see you guys, bye, take care.
Kiran, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good.
So Shrey, Varun, Shrey, are you there? Shrey, are you Shrey, can you hear me? Yes, fine. Let me go for close the session. Thank you, bye, take care.
Okay. Thank you.